Hey guys, good morning. I don't know why this is so close to me. Anyway, I wanted to go live this morning. This is our first Friday live Q&A for the 90-day challenge, which we started on January 6th of 2025. And I only really want to cover two things today. I've gotten a lot of questions about movement and sunlight exposure because it's the middle of the winter for many of you. I mean, it's actually only 42 out right now, and I'm outside at the park. You can kind of see, this is a park I come to and walk at after I take the kids to school before I start working. I've recorded many a video here. The sun is out. It is kind of nice, even though it's chilly and I have two sweatshirts on. If you know me, you know I do not like the cold at all. But it brings up a very good point. For many of you, you live in places that are much colder than where I live. I'm going to see if I can prop this up and step back a little bit so that I can actually talk to you. So many of you do live in places that are much colder than where I live, and it is harder for you to get sunlight. Plus, because of daylight savings, we have less access to sunlight. It gets dark earlier. I know for me that's a problem. By the time I get home from taking the kids to school and feed them, it's already pitch black out, and then we're just starting practices. So I really, really despise this time of year. The issue is we can't let it get in the way of us getting movement and of us getting some sunlight. I want to stress the importance of first light, getting outside early in the morning so that your eyeballs get sunlight on them. Obviously, there's so many benefits to sunlight, right? It improves our vitamin D, which is one of the reasons why we suffer from seasonal affective disorder, where our vitamin D levels are low. So why do people get sick in the winter? Less vitamin D, less sunlight. Why do people have mood disorders in the winter? Less vitamin D, less sunlight. There is actually no such thing as flu season. It's actually low vitamin D season, and so our immune system is compromised. So what do we do? What are some solutions? Even if all you can do is walk outside on your back porch and get sunlight first thing in the morning, bundled up, I don't care how many layers you put on, it does help. It does make a difference. If you can get 10 minutes of sunlight in your eyes first thing in the morning, that's going to help your circadian rhythm. It's going to help your vitamin D levels. Now, obviously, ideally, we want to get sunlight on our entire skin, at least 5 to 6 parts of our body for 20 minutes or more every day. No sunscreen, no clothing, you know, your arms, your legs, your face, your chest, your back, whatever. But we can't do that in the winter. It's much harder to go outside and in less clothing and get sunlight on us, and particularly be out there for at least 20 minutes to an hour. So I don't think that that's necessarily reasonable for us to suggest at this time of year. That being said, you can go outside and you want no sunglasses, you want no sunscreen, you want to have, it's really the exposure of your eyes to the sun, which is going to help set your circadian rhythm. So the earlier you can get up, the more sunlight you can get first thing in the morning, always that's going to be best for you. That's why during the summer, when I did my video about my morning routine, the very first thing I did when I got up after I chugged my amino acids was go sit outside in the sun naked, right? Ideally with my feet in the grass, so I get grounding, breath work, and sunlight all at the same time, kill 3 birds with 1 stone in the privacy of my backyard, where only my livestock can see me. And when it comes to movement, there's lots of things that you can do that are indoors. If the weather is nice enough, obviously, if you can get outside, that's great. And you get extra points if you can get outside. That's a little bit simpler for those of us who live in slightly warmer climates. When there's snow on the ground and there's ice on the ground, I know it's hard. So, one thing you can do is utilize red light therapy. I posted about the face mask I have. We've talked about the fact that we have like the red light and amber light blocks. True Light makes a great one, so that you can get additional light waves on your body from inside your house. There's therapeutic value to doing that. When it comes to movement, there's plenty of stuff you can do indoors, obviously, and that's why I talked about the Vibe Plate, which leads to that. I posted yesterday in the guide of products that I recommend. There's an affiliate product guide in Bedrock Nation Private Client Group. I don't remember what guide number it is, but I posted some information about the Vibe Plate and what it does, how it works, and the one that I recommend. The one that I'm recommending now is the newer version of the one that I have. Mine's about 3 years old, so this is the most up-to-date version that Life Pro makes of that same product. So other things you can do, though, include short at-home workouts, and I love the fact that we have access to all of this stuff now through our smart TVs for free. YouTube has tons of workout videos, but I'm going to give you a short 10-minute workout that I used to do, and whenever I'm like crunched for time, this is kind of my go-to. It became my warm-up. It started as my workout, and then it became my warm-up before my workout, and then I stopped doing it altogether, but every once in a while I'll incorporate it back in. And you just start with 10 jumping jacks to warm up, and then you do 10 regular squats as low as you can go, and then you do 10 jumping squats where you squat and jump up, and then you do 10 lunges on each leg, and then you do like 10 crunches, and then 10 what we call Supermans, where you lay on your belly and you raise your arms and your legs off the ground. And you can rotate through lots of different at-home exercises so that you have kind of a total body workout, but it doesn't have to take more than 10 or 15 minutes. There's also, in the stuff that we sent you, several apps that I recommended, like Better Her, Wad of the Day, Gorilla Wads. Those are all apps that I've used that give you quick, easy, high-intensity interval workouts that can be modified based on your level of flexibility or mobility, whether you have an injury, etc. The other thing I wanted to mention that I think that we forget about a lot of times is our access to something called Gateway Max. Gateway Max is available to you through your ID Life website. If you go to shopping, it's there. It is an app that we partnered with the company Gateway Max to provide to you at a discount. It normally costs their people $50 a month, and for our clients it's $19.99 a month. You order it online, and then you get sent a link to download the app. Once you have the app, you download photographs of yourself, and it gives you specificity on what type of photographs to take of yourself. It uploads those, and it looks at your structural alignment. So if you suffer from chronic pain, you have a past injury, you have low mobility, this is an ideal place for you to start. It's great for everybody, but if you struggle to know how to work out because you're in pain or you don't have great mobility, this is a phenomenal place for you to start. And what it's going to do is analyze the structure of your body and then use something called Egoscue method, which is something we've talked about for many years. We were first introduced to it about 3 years ago through Tony Robbins, when our team participated in Date with Destiny the first time. Anyway, it combines the Egoscue method with other forms of physical therapy to provide a customized workout for you that you can do in your home with no equipment, that corrects the structural damage and eases pain, improves mobility, improves structure. They're exercises that a lot of us have incorporated into our daily just how we live. We always do them when we do any of Tony's events because it's part of the event. We have in the recommended reading a book on Egoscue so that you can understand it. But what Gateway Max does that's phenomenal is you don't have to learn how to do it yourself. It's going to create the workout for you. It's going to model the movements for you, and it's going to tailor them as you improve. It's going to continue to improve the exercises for you, continuing to tailor them to the gains that you're making. So just know that that's available to you. You can, it's a subscription, it's $19.99 a month, and you can cancel it at any time. So that's something you could easily do at home. It's not costly, doesn't require a gym membership or going outside or doing any of those things. It's really quite easy. I'm trying to think. Swipe left. Any comments? No. Okay. So those were the big questions I got this week was how do we exercise when it's cold outside? What are some things that we can do? And how do we get sunlight when it's cold outside and you don't want to be outside? And when you are outside, you're all bundled up. So your face is covered, you have a scarf on and earmuffs and gloves and big coats. So the biggest thing is to make sure that you do get sun when you wake up in your eyes. And if you need, you are going to need to increase your vitamin D intake during the winter. Most of you that we've done assessments with, I've bumped you up to at least 5,000, some of you as much as 10,000 IUs per day. If you're concerned that you're not getting enough vitamin D, please do reach out to your team member and let's analyze or update your assessment if it hasn't been updated or make some tweaks and changes to that. Generally speaking, our recommendation, especially if you've done the DNA, you see that I have that in your review. Our recommendation is for the summer months, for people who at least get an hour of sunlight a day, the minimum maintenance D3 is about 3,000 IUs. For somebody who has a VDR mutation or has trouble absorbing vitamin D or absorbing UV and manufacturing their own vitamin D, because we don't absorb vitamin D, 5,000 is our maintenance. And then that means in the fall and the winter, that has to go up. And so anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 for most people. For people like me who have multiple VDR mutations, I take 10 to 20,000 IUs of vitamin D per day. Now, it's important that that's balanced with K2. Again, that's something you have to work out with your coach and is very individualized. But just know that we do have a higher need for vitamin D, and then if you add in those genetic components, you may have a much higher need for vitamin D. And it is something that we regulate, we follow, and we customize to you, the end user. So that is pretty much all I have. I don't want to make this too long because I have a call in a couple of minutes, but I hope that answers a lot of your questions. Remember to keep the questions coming, because every Friday what I'm going to do is accumulate the questions from the week and answer them in these live videos. Because so many people have asked about the vibration plate, I wanted to do this today and actually film this video on the vibration plate, but I couldn't because I wasn't at home. So Saturday I'm going to record a video of me using it and answer a lot of the questions you guys have had about portability, usability, functionality, why I like it, what it does. But I did post a link to it, like I said, with some information about what it does, how it works, and why it's so awesome. But I will have a little demo video that I'm going to do on Saturday, and I will post that probably sometime Saturday afternoon. I don't know. We'll see how my weekend goes. Anyway, you guys have a fabulous weekend. Get out and do something fun, spend time with your family, enjoy the weekend as much as you possibly can, and I'll talk to you guys soon.